Now, ladies and gentlemen, Conway Twitty. I mean, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, apparently somewhere along the way, Robert De Niro. Hopefully, I wasn't the only one that overheard the fact he used our outro whenever he made his speech tonight.
He watches. In which case, you got what you fucking deserve, which is a lifetime achievement.
Well, I got another viewing of Joker and Jojo Rabbit and Ford versus Ferrari on Friday, so my opinions are a little different now.
And according to the commercials, you're getting Once Upon a Time again.
It's there. I've got to make sure it lasts a week. If it lasts a week, I can watch it again.
Just hope it wasn't the re-edited cut.
All right.
It's weird how I can have a film as the number 10 best and the number 10 worst. But that's what fucking Sony did. The Mad Lads.
Well, it's like I said before, and I mentioned this every single. An American Werewolf in London for Halloween Horror Nights at 23 was my favorite house of all time. They brought it back 2 years later, and they changed a little bit of it, and it became one of my worst houses of all time. So I know how you feel. The only difference is you're talking about the same year, not 2 years next.
They didn't change it though. It was the film. The way it was advertised was implied to be it changed, but it was DVD extras at the start and DVD extras at the end.
Well, ironically enough, they didn't change anything in American Werewolf in London, but they totally did, and I definitely can see the differences. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess live from Orlando, it's Sunday night. That's your code open, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Owen. Welcome to another award show reaction and analysis podcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. Joining me, as always, we have Ashley.
Why can these never be exciting and just boring and predictable?
Yeah, once we get to the prediction,
I say that.
we'll get to that. Don't worry. And AJ.
What was it I said in the last video? 1917 is gonna take PGA, but Parasite has no detractors.
No.
As soon as everybody stood up when they came out, it was like, dude, spoilers for the end of the night.
That was the sign. As soon as I saw that, I was like, whoa. This is like 30-something minutes in. We've got to do it in an hour and a half, guys. Not now.
So yes, the acting races may be boring, but you can say what you will about PGA and probably DJ also. This is a race now.
It has been a race. That's what most people don't understand.
If Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had won this, 1917, and would probably have run away with it, but this makes it a race. So
good. I'm okay with 2 out of those 3. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry. So we've got a chat already started here at 22 p.m. on the East Coast. Josephine says, with Parasite winning editing at the Ace Edities for drama, can this help it win editing at the others?
I still think Ford vs. Ferrari has a good chance, but that is definitely a good thing that Parasite has in its corner, and I wouldn't rule it out. Especially when you talk about if Parasite has a chance in picture, which it clearly does.
It does now, yeah.
What else is it going to take? And editing would definitely help a shitload, and that is a really good start.
Yeah, but honestly, if you just look at maybe like a picture and screen and picture and director, it'd be fine.
Yes, Spotlight showed us all it needs is screenplay.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not really holding out any. I don't want, but I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. WGA is not really going to tell us much, really. So.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. There was a picture on Instagram of Bong and 2 Parasite cast members pointing to a newspaper headline about Parasite overlooked great acting. I couldn't help but agree, said Josephine. Movie's really good. I want to see it again, and if everything's out, I'll see it again on Friday. Mr. Top Hat says Parasite.
I'm seeing it with
Go ahead.
a Bong Q&A afterwards, so it's like ultra yes. And that'll be the night after the BAFTAs, where I'm hoping it does. I hope it wins big at the BAFTAs, so then people actually go, "Oh, perhaps we should see it this week."
It's possible. Mr. Top Hat says Parasite has its feet firmly planted in the game. That being said, Black Panther won last year to guarantee Oscars. No, it's not.
No, but
Just like PGA isn't a guarantee for 1917.
Arguably,
but it's
Black
a race
Panther
now,
was
like
in the
AJ
running
said.
last year.
Yeah,
It was never having a chance to win picture, though.
As far as saying this makes Parasite, definitely it makes it a race.
It's a contender.
There's two different ways SAG can go. They can go where you can tell that never has a chance, like Black Panther, or like Hidden Figures was never going to win. The Help was never going to win.
Totally.
But this was a big turning point for Spotlight.
Yep.
And so that in cases like that, it can really play a big part. And I think this is one of those cases where it does matter.
Totally. Smurfy Boy.
Like I say, we cannot undermine the reaction they got when they just walked on stage.
No.
So many of those people are very important voters.
True.
And yeah, so this helped a lot to make it a race.
Smurfy Boy says the same thing. Black Panther contender, but to win picture, but Parasite. Bong Joon-ho is a proud papa this entire night, said Mr. Top Hat. Very true. Smurfy Boy says this was kind of Adam Driver's last chance to win. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, because we have BAFTA next, and BAFTA's when we realized just how strong Joker was. So you had a good run, Adam Driver.
And I like Joaquin, even though we're getting ahead of ourselves. I love Joaquin's speech putting everybody over.
Yeah, he's like, it's getting closer. Maybe I should start. Because my first thought was, yeah, we can say it's boring that each person keeps winning, but it's like, I always get excited to know what he's going to say next whenever he takes the stage.
I completely agree with that.
But it sounds like he's, it could have also been just maybe being in a room with fellow actors.
Yeah, of course.
But it's hard to tell. And I loved Steve Buscemi dropping his 30 Rock reference when he came out.
Of course. Top Hat says donkey. Of course, you have to throw up about the donkey with headphones.
I've got to find some sort of screen to be the bloody intro thing.
That's fine.
I've got another one set up, which you'll see at the end.
Cool Guy says, and just like that, Hollywood in the span of 2 days. Do not think that.
Well, what was that? You cut out.
So, Cool Guy thinks that Hollywood went from first to third in a span of 2 days. No.
Well, as much as I was hoping, because a lot of people thought it would take PGA, but I was
should have.
Because the thing about it is, as much as this hurts, as much as this really really hurts, Tarantino just hasn't been in the director race when you look at Mendes and Bong Joon-ho.
Which is wrong, and it shouldn't be the case, but it seems like you're closer to bite the big one and actually admit that.
See, I'd always kind of assumed it was probably like third, maybe second at one point, but this is obviously the 1917 Parasite thing. So the big question is if he can beat Parasite in screenplay, and I'm starting to think probably not, but that remains to be seen as well.
Oh, I think Parasite's losing screenplay. We'll get to that later. So Cool Guy says 1917 with PGA and probably DGA and back. Interesting. I'll say this right now. I'll say this immediately, and before I say anything about PGA. Right now, at this moment, if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to lose Best Picture, it has to be to Parasite.
Well, somebody brought up something interesting, and I think when we get to the 60s, they might be stretching a little bit, but it was something I hadn't really noticed until they brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Every decade of the Oscars has a picture winner that's a war movie. and we don't have one for this decade yet. So
We don't need one. Wait, it can go another year. It doesn't matter.
So in the 60s, I'm not sure if they're counting Lawrence of Arabia or The Sound of Music, but otherwise it's pretty obvious which one's which, or which ones are which.
To be fair, at this point, if there was a war movie that had to win picture, it needed to be Jojo Rabbit. I'd much rather prefer that.
So I won't argue with that.
Yeah, I'm sure not many people will. Bry Guy says, two-way race between 1917 and Parasite. Yeah, please don't remind me. Smurfy Boy says, SAG confirmed it's Oldman, McDormand, Janney, and Rockwell all over again. It seems like it's that way almost.
I mean, we saw last year Coleman needed BAFTA, but I don't. It's hard to imagine BAFTA turning out. The only thing I can imagine is if BAFTA wanted to go with like Johansson and knock out Dern.
Nice.
But I feel like this is such a career win for Dern at this point that seems unlikely.
The only two I see on BAFTA front is Pugh instead of Dern, and Edgerton.
I think Pugh's winning BAFTA.
And Edgerton instead of Phoenix. I think Zellweger, because it's a British film, has it locked, and I think Brad Pitt probably has it locked.
I think Phoenix is a lock at this point.
You know, it'd be fucking hilarious is if the two popes won, and I don't mean the script, I mean Hopkins and Bryce.
I will 100% call bias on that one. Jack Mooney Show says Hollywood is winning Best Picture. I'm still calling it. I hope so, Jack Mooney Show. It's what we want. It's what AJ and I want, but it's slipping further and away every day. Cool Guy says, I'm confident Mendez in director picture is stressing me out. Unfortunately, Mendez is director. I would like Bong to win at this point. Again, if Tarantino's going to lose this, he needs to lose to Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, obviously I went with Mendez at DGA.
Yes, you did.
But I'm still strongly thinking if Parasite is going to win picture, they may just go all the way with it.
Could happen.
Especially since Mendez is the previous winner. But then again, my brother was just telling me yesterday, and I completely forgot. I didn't think about this, but it's like Mendez needs a win he can still talk about. So.
That's a good point. Let's see. When was the last time Fall won Best Picture? Says Murphy.
Well, as was said next in the comments by
Hurt Locker
Hurt Locker was June 2009 and August 2009 in the UK. So,
but don't forget, the Hurt Locker lost the Independent Spirit Award to the wrestler. So by default, the wrestler is a best. And deservingly so.
And that was a telltale sign that momentum means everything.
Totally. All we got to say is what happened WGA and DGA for original screenplay without Tarantino there. Yeah, it's not really going to tell us anything. Original screenplay.
I mean, unless they go totally random like they did last year, it's like it's either going to be Parasite or something. It's going to be fucking Booksmart, or maybe 1917 even if they love it that much.
God, I hope not. Endgame likely won stunts due to massive vote splitting.
No, it's because John Wick wasn't there because the actors are idiots.
Here's the issue at this point. These stunt categories, this is the problem we made on television. Dancer, not necessarily what actors would vote. And we went with Watchmen, and we went with Ford versus Ferrari, and in my case, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not going over the superhero movie and the epic series that is now over, which made more sense in the long run. Just like other television categories, like never bet against Tony Shalhoub for any reason.
We'll get to that.
Especially not at SAG.
I know. I shouldn't say this about a show I haven't watched, but just fuck you, Mrs. Basil.
Thank you, AJ. Can you since I can't say it on here for good reason, can we just replace the words Mrs. Maisel with 1917? You got my opinion.
Wow.
I can't bring myself to say that.
Roger Deakins is going to come to your house and kill you, Owen.
He could take a number. The thing is, when it comes down to it, AJ said this the other day. I don't remember if you said this online or if you said it to me over the phone. You said to me the other day, you hate 1917 more and more each day that passes. And my response is yes, because I hate what it's done to this race.
I wasn't saying that about me. I was saying that about you, just to clarify. Because I think, I mean, 1970 is not a movie I'm passionate about, but it's way too impressive for me to say anything negative, really.
I'll shoulder the blame on that one. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Because you and I, the other day, were ranking the picture nominees.
I've got it right now, actually. It's in front of me.
Yeah, and we both had... Honestly, I did most of that because 6 of the 9 picture nominees are in my top 10, so I really lucked out.
I think most of my... I mean, considering the fact that all I did Reboot, I think if you put Reboot in there with most of the Oscar nominees, you've got my top 10. Easily.
Yeah, but then the 3 that did make my top 10, I would probably rank Marriage Story, 1917, Little Women. But
right. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Let's see. Parasite might have been heard at PGA being a relatively small foreign language film, says Cool Guy.
Yeah, because I mean, regardless of what the race is, PGA had 1917 written all over it already. So, I mean, there
like,
was... What were you gonna say?
It felt like both PGA and SAG had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood like written down, but it seemed like it was in pencil. Like you could erase it at one point.
And I said,
very likely.
It feels terrible for my soul that I have to keep saying this out loud, but it's like I still feel like Tarantino would have to be stronger in the director race.
He needs to be, and I don't know why he's not. AJ, you need to do something right now. I know it's the 11th hour, but I need you to do something. Right now, you have now become the biggest fan of 1917 that exists out there. We're going to kill this movie on this network.
I'll try my very, very hardest.
Just the movie. Mendez winning, I mean, I guess that's fine.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way, Emily Blunt. Sam Mendes is my new British idol.
Exactly. Let's do this. Let's destroy this movie. So let's see. The acting races are more lopsided than the 49ers versus the Packers. Yay, sports reference. Don't understand that. It's okay. No worries.
Well, to be honest, it was for 3 quarters. Then the Packers actually brought it back to be somewhat of a a respectable score.
Actually, is now our sports representative on the network.
37-20. Well, I've got to keep track of it. That's what I'll probably be watching because I won't be watching the BAFTAs because that'll have happened 4 hours beforehand.
What time is it run on BBC America? Is it 8 o'clock?
Probably.
While you're watching the BAFTAs,
over here it'll be 4.
Okay.
And I want to watch the Super Bowl at least a little bit. So.
Did Roma win PGA last year?
No, Cool Guy said underneath. Green Book won it.
Cool Guy.
PGA, if you include the tie, predicted 8 out of the last 10 best pictures, I believe. Which is now 9 out of 11.
Yeah, because we talked about... I think we just talked about in the last video, it was when Green Book won.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, nope, it wasn't random at all.
Yeah.
So...
Cool Guy says, I think I'll switch to Parasite and Picture and Screenplay, but 19 is tempting. Again, we don't know what WGA means, or if USC scripter means anything either, because Tarantino's not in this race because of...
Yeah, USC scripter is just adapted.
Okay. AJ's frozen.
Also, keep in mind with the WGAs as well. Oh no, 1917 is in. BAFTA is going to be the interesting one because, of course, 1917 isn't even in there. So that's probably a
Again,
two-horse
I've
race
not looked
between...
at the, I've looked at the BAFTAs once and I glanced at them.
BAFTAs is
So
probably a two-horse race between Parasite and Once Upon a Time. Then again, it's the BAFTA, so it could easily go to Rian Johnson.
I wouldn't be opposed to that at this point.
That would be cool to see him like sneak in and take one of them.
Remember, BAFTAs have not matched the Oscars for picture. Yeah, I'm at the point now. I'm really starting to think that I don't want to
in
throw my
hindsight-
cards away for Wednesday, but
In hindsight, should Green Book have won, for the love of fuck?
I didn't see the movie, but from what I hear, probably not.
The thing you're about to bring up, Owen, is we were talking about Joker taking picture of BAFTA.
Right.
What I was trying to figure out, well, I know we're not doing the BAFTA video yet, but it's like, if Joker wins BAFTA, I'm trying to figure out what else it wins there to justify that besides actor. Well, does it have a chance in adapted screenplay if that's going to happen?
No, I doubt it.
It would have to win, it would have to take editing, which would be a curveball, but not too much of.
Trying to remember what did win last year. Oh,
it is weird that Parasite's. It is weird to me that Parasite's not in editing at BAFTA, but not that means too much.
Right.
What is? Yeah, but also neither's 1917.
Yeah, editing at BAFTA is The Irishman, Fort Worth Ferrari.
Yeah, Irishman, Le Mans. Yay, because you have to say our name now. Wee. Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Once Upon a Time. So most of the same ones.
This could be when Ford finally wins and solidifies why it has a really good shot at winning the Oscar.
It's got a chance. But we'll get to
I just got to remember whenever they announce the winner, and I'm listening for Le Mans 66 instead. Let's see. SAG Ensemble win makes up for Parasite not getting any acting nominations. Yeah, that's true. Top Hat says, more confidence in this speech at the Globes. Yes. Is Marriage Story out of screenplay? Because I think it's between Parasite and Hollywood. Smart money is yes, but anything could be possible. You never know.
It could take a random WGA victory, but I don't think it's gonna.
I have it winning. If you remember correctly, I have it winning WGA. So let's see.
I'm really, really starting to feel Parasite in screenplay, to a point of no return.
I think Tarantino's, again, he's not really the rest of the race until we get to BAFTA. He's not in WGA, so we don't have any way of knowing how that.
I feel like if Tarantino wins screenplay, we'll know 1917 probably just one picture. So that's an interesting dilemma for you.
Why not both? Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. More. Okay. Didn't think Hollywood would take PGA as health divisive. Hasn't stopped them in the past. Smurfy Boy says Parasite can win screenplay for the reason Get Out won. It's the most original screenplay of the nominees. That's not an incorrect statement. Can Greta win adapted screenplay? I have that happening, so hopefully it does.
I think her director snub made her the front runner.
Most definitely. God, we should have realized this. Precursors. Cool guy brought it up. Game of Thrones 8 for 8 in stunt ensemble.
Game of Thrones just got stunt ensemble every year. Originality out the fucking window.
So we haven't really gone through the categories yet, but fuck, I really wish I had known that Dinklage hadn't won here yet.
Same. The TV category screwed us again this year, like they always do. Let's see. It would be a surprise to Murphy Boy, but she's tired. Yeah, we pretty much mentioned that a minute top of it. 1917 more like 1917. Yeah, again, wrong war movies, doing well. Smurfy Boy said PGA went La La Land over Moonlight. Yes, because they deserve to. Cool Guy says Irishman is giving me Gangs of New York vibes.
That's a very apt comparison.
It's not that long though.
Like,
Let's see.
Gangs in New York is like an episode of SpongeBob compared to the as far as
That's a fair assessment right there.
Oh, who lives in a union under the sea? Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh my God. I'm just gonna gloss over that. Roma won BAFTA last year. If Tarantino wins screenplay at the Oscars, he'll tie Woody Allen for most wins in the 3. Let's hope that happens. Jack Mooney says Tarantino not being nominated for WGA is like Regina King not being nominated for. Okay.
I still don't know what the hell happened with Regina King at SAG and BAFTA last year.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess BAFTA it was like, we need to put the token British one in. And so they took her out because Beale Street didn't get a release, I think, until like Valentine's Day over here. Like right on the cusp of, being able to be sort of... I think it released like the week before the BAFTAs in London, so it would be eligible. But it didn't get a wide release until sort of like mid-February, so... Maybe that was a factor, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Top Hat mentions what we talked about earlier, Tarantino. That's the reason why he's not. We don't know what's going to happen. WGA really is not really effective to determine if Parasite's going to win an original screenplay or not. It's just more visibility if it does.
Especially when you look at last year when they just said "fuck it."
Very true. Beale Street still got a screenplay nomination at that. Yeah. So let's get to this award show.
Hang on.
No host, and it's still overran for no reason.
The wrong award show. We're to steal a line from OSW Review. We're chronologically critiquing these.
Well, I gotta chronologically get up at 5:45, so get on it.
I'm trying to go through some of the highlights from last night's PGAs.
Can we not talk about PGA, please?
Leaving Neverland winning non-fiction and nobody picking up the award. So then Sam Mendes had to come out, and people were thinking he was accepting the award.
Leaving Neverland is a work, so that's why.
No, but it's like they won it, but they didn't actually show up. Game and competition went for RuPaul's Drag Race, but RuPaul wasn't there because of RuPaul's DragCon, which apparently got very pissy on that Saturday when it was happening, because some people were queuing up for hours and didn't actually get in because they didn't realise how popular it was going to be. Idiots. Live entertainment and talk TV show went to John Oliver. Nobody was there to pick it up. So, Jimmy Kimmel did the presentation to Ted Sarandos for whatever special award that he got. It was supposed to be Ellen, but apparently Ellen had the flu, so he filled in. But Jimmy Kimmel, I've saved this. I don't think Owen's told AJ the line from this.
I haven't yet. I'm letting you keep it.
There was a long list that Ted could have asked. Kevin Hart, Adam Sandler, the newsmaker Kevin Spacey, Millie Bobby Brown, David Letterman, Dave Chappelle, and then, quote, "Where are the two fucking popes?" Jimmy Kimmel was saved the two popes. We finally found a purpose for it. Where are the two fucking popes? How many shows I pitched to Netflix? 5. They bought none, but here I am, world biggest asshole. But whatever. So Apollo 11 got documentary of the year. So thus proving that the Academy are fucking morons. Toy Story 4 got the win for animated feature. Also, Apollo Missions to the Moon, the Nat Geo documentary, won Best Televised or Streamed Motion Picture, beating Black Mirror, American Son, Deadwood, and El Camino. So yeah, a non-fiction documentary won Best Thing best stream product, which has always been won by fiction. So I guess you got history there as well. Limited series TV went to Chernobyl. Something that will please Owen. Produced by Amy Pascal, who produced the fuck out of it. Here is Little Women. Then the Stanley Kramer Award for Bombshell, with Jay Roach saying, "Another word for miracle is Charlie. She produced the hell out of it. She saved us when we were for real falling out the sky." Oh. So I guess Charlie's actually made that film actually come out. Best episodic TV drama went to Succession. Jesse Armstrong wasn't there because he's in London working on the script for Series 3, apparently. And then, of course, 1917. Stealing it, if you will. I don't know. However you want to look at it.
All I know is I'm so glad that only 3 of those were part of our prediction game.
Some of the ones that I took an hour to write down everything when I did guilds, some of the things you said I actually had. I would have gotten some points.
I'm just mentioning them because, I have to mention the one because where are the 2 fucking popes?
So AJ went 3 for 3.
Yes, perfect.
Yep.
I do like some of the tweets from this Chris Gardner, as the Twitter account was getting all that from. Apparently, during the last commercial break for the SAGs tonight, quite a lot of people had already left and gone to the after party before they'd even got to best cast ensemble.
Show went too long. For a 2-hour show, it went too long.
And I can't play it because the audio will play, but apparently Bong was filming the acceptance speech on his phone, and apparently he has a reaction that is like something that's worth watching, and is brilliant apparently.
Okay. Let's see. Chat time. Beale Street got a screenplay nom at BAFTA. Beale Street is a movie. # Justice for Burnham. Beale Street got nominated for music at BAFTA, so her snub makes 0 sense. Cool Guy says, "I hope Toy Story 4 wins the Oscar, not only because it's great, Missing Link is straight trash."
Wow.
But Jack Mooney's show responds back, "Toy Story 4 was overrated and unnecessary. Missing Link was original, heartfelt, and handmade." Top Hat says, "Me in the corner rooting for Klaus." Cool Guy says, "Klaus is also great as long as Missing Link loses." I feel that same way about 1917. I think people are kind of over Disney Pixar winning animated every year.
They don't win every year.
But they don't. That's the thing. They don't.
It's like every other year.
It's like Halloween. So I get that, but awards good movies, not Missing Link. Jack Mooney Show says Bombshell wasn't going to be made because Annapurna was falling under, but then Charlize saved it.
Oh, it's the Annapurna collapse, right?
Could be one of the Netflix films winning animated, Smurfy Boy says. I don't see that, but we'll see. Don't count out anything in animated, honestly. That category can go to anything. We've seen this many times. Missing Link is more trash than the New York Knicks. Wow. So many sports references.
Whoa. I just suddenly felt a disturbance. Like I heard Spike Lee screaming, and then there was sudden silence.
Cool Guy, don't worry, we won't give your IP address to Spike Lee. It's all right.
At least Spike Lee didn't hear me just butcher that Alec Guinness line. I tried to do it on the fly, and I fucked it up so bad.
It's fine.
Just looking at the history of the best animated, we had Shrek, Spirited Away, Nemo, Incredibles, Wallace and Gromit, Happy Feet, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Toy Story. So that was the 4-year block that people think is the trend. Because after that we had Rango, Admittedly, there actually wasn't a Pixar film even in 2011 in
I
consideration.
predicted that.
Brave in 2012, Frozen 2013, which is obviously Disney, but it's not Pixar. Big Hero 6, again, Disney, not Pixar. Inside Out in 2015. Zootopia, so Disney, not Pixar, in 2016. And Coco was 2017, and of course, last year was Spider Man. So.
So 11 wins were Disney or Pixar.
Yeah, well, the fact that Brad Bird, Pete Docter, Jesus, I'm just looking. The multiple wins for the directors are all Disney Pixar films.
Fair.
Bird, Doctor, Stanton, and Unkridge.
Let's get to this award show. So SAG made us realize real quick that if you're a stunt ensemble, you're worthy to be given away before the show even starts. Game of Thrones and Avengers Endgame, respectively.
Yeah, I'm learning these for the first time, like in this conversation.
I only know because I found out on Twitter before we even started the
Yep.
call.
They didn't even put it in the bloody presentation. They had more adverts for bloody
Well,
AEW and Snowpiercer than they did actually acknowledging the other two categories.
yeah. Kudos to the cons putting a bunch of AEW promos on the SAGs. That's amazing. I was very happy to see
Well,
plenty
it
of
is
those.
on TNT and TBS, so it's sort of obvious, Owen.
It's reservingly so the top-rated show on TNT. Spike Lee attacked everyone who thinks the Knicks are bad, but 95% of America would be attacked. I'm pretty sure Spike Lee has seen that scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and he's probably following suit right now. He's like Santa Claus. He's plotting his way to get to your house right
Santa
as we speak.
Yeah, because remember though, Spike Lee is always pissed off. We saw Spike Lee throwing a tantrum on the press stage about the Oscars while holding an Oscar.
That is accurate.
A very well deserved one. I don't care what Brian says.
So yeah. So ensemble went first. Ashley, do you have the order? Because I have them, but I just don't know what was actually first.
Oh, we started off strong with fucking Monk.
Yeah, don't bet against Tony Shalhoub is what we learned the hard way every single year. I should probably pay attention to years prior before I do this next year.
I knew I was fucked as soon as it was. Oh god, it's just a still picture of Bill Hader. He never showed.
Nah, so all of us are wrong on this one. Jack Mooney says, "Oh, AJ, you can answer this question. Did you get plenty of for the quote unquote new Hagrid roller coaster at Universal?"
Yes, like every fucking time.
That ride's amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, please do.
I mean, I would
Didn't
check
hit
out the
me.
Star Wars ride, but every time I go in 4 seconds, it's sold out.
And I have been on it 5 times now.
You and your inside ways. Whoa.
No. I was lucky one day, and I was able to twice. But yeah, I've been lucky to get there at like the crack of dawn to be able to be there exactly when 7 o'clock hit, and it's like, okay, time to click on and boarding group, and 8 hours later, I'm on the ride. So let's see. Cool guy says comedy didn't hit for me. Hated most of the characters. Not invested in any of the story. Beautifully animated, but that movie, well, the definition of blah. Talking about Missing Link. He just does not
I
like the
honestly
movie.
thought that was a review for Green Book.
Jack Mooney says, I rode Rise of the Resistance. Amazing attraction. Yeah, Rise is great. Quite literally, it's Spider-Man meets Antarctica with better technology. But it's fantastic. I definitely recommend it for sure. Group 118 at 5:45. Wow, man, they've really changed that around, haven't they? I haven't got Boarding Group 100 yet, and I got there later than that. But I guess it just depends on luck of the draw when you actually hit the button on your My Disney Experience. Smurfy Boy says, "What did you think of Dan and Eugene Levy?" Well, first off,
They
I
weren't
will
the host.
state that I've been a big fan of Eugene Levy. Obviously, he plays my dad in American Pie, after all, so it makes perfect sense. We'll go back to old school. I knew I was going to make AJ laugh on that one. So obviously, I'm a big fan of Eugene Levy. I have been since all the Chris Guest movies. And I will say something I've never noticed Dan Levy before: the fact that he looks like a mashup of Zac Efron and John Stamos, but the voice doesn't match.
That's funny because when we saw the SAG president, all I could think of was Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox made a baby on the set of Friends.
Whoever's got that video, send it to TMZ immediately.
TMZ.
If that's still a thing, I don't even know if that's still a thing now. I'm so out of the loop. It's not even funny. I like Eugene Levy and Cat. I do. I wish I could watch more. I wish I could watch Schitt's Creek in general because I still have never seen it, and it seems like it'd be something that's right up my alley too. So, but
Speaking
Yeah.
of, it lost.
yeah, it did.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge again.
Which we
Actually
all
doing the clean sweep. Thank God.
finally got on the board too with that Fleabag win. All of us did.
And then the actors went stupid. They went with
Well,
fucking Monk again.
At least Alex Borstein's speech was very honest.
Fuck.
She dropped an F-bomb,
Fuck.
and it wasn't bleeped.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that heard that, AJ. Thank you for covering that, because I don't think Ashley heard it when it was broadcast.
Well, no, because I think I can't remember where I got my dinner or I was trying to get my feed sort of working properly and whatever. The best bit is when they showed the clip of Fleabag swearing, it was... And when it was later on in the night with Rick Dalton, it was... Alex Borstein gets both. She just gets fuck.
I don't think they were prepared for her to drop an F-bomb on live television either.
Yeah, because she was walking away when she said it. It just like barely hit the microphone.
It's like Booker T in that promo from a long time ago on WCW.
If you watch the Fight TV feed of AEW, you find out that Jim Ross says fuck a lot of times on TBS.
He really does, and it's great.
You never hear it.
It's so awesome too. Cool Guy says, remember last year when people thought Whoopi Goldberg was the secret Oscar host?
Yeah, that was short-lived.
She still might be. He might have been a year out of date.
Smurfy Boy, I use Netflix to watch comedy specials, occasionally movies, and soon to be what some people would consider an unneeded season 3 of 13 Reasons Why.
Wow, that reaction from AJ.
He knows. I've been trying to get him to watch the show and review it for the network, but he was like, I was like, no.
As you being a fan of the show, you probably don't want me to do that.
Probably not. I can see that. And we move on to our next category.
I'm trying to look at the clue to the order.
Not helpful.
It wasn't supporting actress next, was it?
Oh.
It would have been.
Alex Borstein was drinking a bottle of Whistle Pie Rig whiskey, apparently. Or Whistle Pig rye whiskey. Before she said fuck, so you know. Okay, next was supporting actress. The Dern Report.
Dern proves yet.
I was really starting to wonder going into the night, like tonight, about Johansson here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like for like leading up to the Dern's name being said, it was like, of course this is Dern, but what if it is Johansson? Because there there's been a lot in her in just the movie's favor in general in like the last few weeks. But yeah, of course it's Laura Dern. Why wouldn't it be? We got that beautiful moment where she hugged Bruce Dern too, so that was a plus as well.
Well, again, I'll say right now that I don't want to throw my cards out for Wednesday, but if Laura Dern is going to lose any award show, it's going to be BAFTA. If not, this sweep will continue, and there's no way she's losing. She has no competition right now. She's beaten everybody that she's faced.
The swerve would have been if Lopez won, and it'd be like, what the fuck? And that was just like...
I was starting to think about that also, especially with what happened last year. But no, they only do that when the actresses are amazing and not fucking Jennifer Lopez.
Well, Renee Zellweger won, but we'll get to that. After that, I think we had fucking Cliff and Brandy.
Yep. Brad Pitt continuing the sweep, which will probably go the entire run.
That's the most likely to
Yeah.
go the entire run.
So I was wrong. When I reviewed Just Mercy, I mentioned that there is a scene in Just Mercy where while I was watching, I was like, well, there's his SAG clip.
Nope.
That wasn't it. I believe the clip was the first time he meets Michael B. Jordan, I think. And I was thinking it was going to be the scene towards the end, but I loved Pitt's clip because I love that moment when he just flicks the screen door.
So good too. It's great it's even better on a big screen, especially with a full theater.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw it with an empty
As
theater.
we both know very well.
And again, I saw a shit ton of fucking extras on either side of it, but I saw it in an empty theater.
Let's see. Cool Guy says, no offense to Whoopi, but if 2020 she's the main attraction of the show, something's... I wouldn't go that far. Smurvy Boy says, I still don't understand SAG not having an ensemble category. At this point, I think given what actually happened later in the night, I think it went... Honestly. Especially with their leads winning, so we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see. Dern wins BAFTA. She's too far out front. Yeah. Again, she's beaten everybody she's faced. She's not faced Florence Pugh yet.
Yeah, I'm on the train of I think Dern's probably got this the rest of the way, but we were saying that about Glenn Close pre-BAFTA.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, I do think a lot of people did go with Coleman, but Glenn Close also looked ass certain going in. But
I think probably at the end of the day, I'll probably to keep Dern here, but if Pugh wins, I'm gonna not be surprised one bit. Because like I said, everybody that Dern has faced, she has destroyed. But Florence Pugh is left untested, so that's the only thing I'm thinking. And if she can beat Florence Pugh, then at the BAFTAs, then she's going all the way.
I don't know if you were to tell me, if you were to tell me that Laura Dern will eventually have a threat, I'd really be looking at Johansson, but
I'd like to think so, but she hasn't done anything to prove that right now.
You mean apart from the double nomination in a movie that's momentum is just going through the fucking roof with every passing day? Okay.
No. I know that, but I'm talking about winning. She hasn't won anything to prove that she's a credible challenger.
Well, yeah, because Laura Dern's been taking everything.
She's won everything, exactly. Oh my God, what are we got here? Cool Guy says Dern faced Pugh. Okay, fine. And if that's the case, then this race is over.
But the Critics' Choice isn't British. Keep that in mind. British skew. It always affects the BAFTAs more often than not.
I still think that our four acting categories are pretty set in stone at this point.
Oh yeah, you know, tonight has decided who I know I'm going for in the Oscars.
Same. Let's see. Lopez is only... I don't know if she's even going to win the Spirit at this point.
Who is she up against?
I don't know who our challengers are.
For supporting...
Taylor
Taylor Russell for Waves, Zhao Shushen for Farewell, Lauren Lolo Spencer for Give Me Liberty, and Octavia Spencer for Loose.
Yeah, Lopez is gonna win the Spirit. I don't know. Farewell potentially.
I was gonna say you gotta give the Farewell fucking something after all this shit.
do we want?
Possible. Like I said, Lopez could still lose Spirit, so you never know.
Look, let's be honest. Let's vote against anything that's STX because I want My Spy to be delayed for a 47th time.
God. Let's see. I remember when every award show kept showing Chalamet, I felt confident the Oscars would go differently, and I was proven wrong. I think AJ's frozen again. Close was in a movie two people saw. Glenn Close's agent and a stoner who walked into the wrong theater.
Now I need clarification here.
Cool, guys.
AJ.
I'll shoot with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
AJ, did you see The Wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So if I saw it as well, which one of us is her agent?
Oh boy.
Because I need it on my CV if I can put it on.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. If I were her agent, she wouldn't have been in fucking Warcraft, so it must be you.
Sorry, I completely forgot she was in that, so it can't be me. So, correct that. That's three people that saw it. And you know what? I'll take the stoner that walked into the wrong theatre because you're the guy that probably says that I'm the one that's on the grade A crack. So I guess there's the proof. Or something. I don't know. Although there was a lot of other people in the cinema with me. Because apparently British people, like that film. Then again, it was a European film, so, bias. BAFTA skew.
If Pew does win BAFTA.
Yes. What am I saying? BAFTA skew. If you look, remember when Dev Patel won for a role that nobody remembers that he was in fucking Lion?
He was great in Lion.
Yeah, but that was the only thing he won.
He was actually my choice that year. I remember going all in with him.
He was the only thing that won though, all season, because the rest of it was what was it that year?
Ollie won most of that year.
Yep, we'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, that was the year where Aaron Johnson won Globe and Dev Patel won BAFTA, and then Ollie kind of kept filling in the blanks.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi, Cassie. Even if Dern theoretically loses, I think she has too much momentum to lose. Of course, the flashbacks.
Yeah. I'm not saying Dern's going to lose the Oscar. That's confirmed. I'm just thinking the two that I mentioned earlier are the most likely things to not to prevent the clean sweep, if you will, across all four of the sort of major awards that the actors are up for.
I remember when everyone thought Mahershala would lose at some point last year. Yeah, it's very true. We went against him many times and was proven wrong.
It was so weird to see him lose tonight. I'm not used to seeing that.
Strange, isn't it? Watch Kathy Bates win the Spirit Award via write-in. Okay. Mr. Top Hat says, and the Oscar goes to Brandy.
No.
I'm okay with that.
The Oscar goes to... Hang on. God damn it, I went to the wrong thing.
Move forward.
The Oscar goes to, for everything. Tom Hanks! We've got a new Tom Hanks meme. Look at it. Look at it. Anyway.
I'm imagining somebody visually altering the scene where Cliff brings the bone home in that little cloth, and when he unwraps it, it's an Oscar.
It's an Oscar, yes. Get on that now if you're listening to this podcast. Please.
CGI people, do it. Do it.
Make that a thing. Next.
The Lifetime Achievement for De Niro.
Very nice.
Nice to use the final 4 minutes that nobody knows is the actual final 4 minutes of Layla. They just recognise that there's that music from the end of Goodfellas.
To their credit, that was a sweet ass montage. That was like really well put together.
Yeah,
Totally.
I love the.
Although
I know it's so obvious. I know it's so obvious, but the King of Comedy audio with Murray Franklin coming out is. I love it.
That is super cool.
I don't know why they use clips from Dirty Grandpa though. The fuck.
Cool guy says Julia Butters was wrong. Oh, always. Smurfy Boy says Helena Bonham Carter won at BAFTA televised awards.
So yeah, then we had. I can't remember what order this is. It's going to be all out of place now.
I'm trying to keep it together. It's hard to do.
We've got to do the rest of the TVs because I lost track of the stuff. Dinklage winning for Game of Thrones. I'm confused as to why Carell never showed. All he's doing is voiceover work for Minions 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, the Gru movie comes out later this year, so.
He heard me in the last video when I said he was the only person I wasn't considering. So,
More people watching this.
But
yes.
Yeah, okay, so here's what happened, is I just fucked this all up in so many ways. There are multiple layers to how I fucked this up.
Don't go against Game of Thrones.
Because here's the thing, is number one, I looked up to see if Sterling K. Brown had won an individual SAG award or not. And what I saw said no, but then Ashley assured me that he won for the first season. And then for some reason, I didn't bother to look up Dinklage at all because after all his Globes and Emmys, I assumed he already had one, and he didn't.
Nope.
So I had the right technique of who doesn't have one yet, and I went with the wrong fucking person.
But did he piss off Northern Ireland for the last 9 years? Who knows? Let's go on the street.
Real quick before we go any further, director is likely to continue editing Fire. Top Hat says montage didn't feature Rocky and Bowling. 0 out of 10.
That crossed my mind. I was like, they're just to fuck with him. Are they going to put it in there just once?
No grudge match, no righteous kill. Wow, these are horrible days at review. These really. Oh my god, grudge match especially. It took 2 days to finish that movie. That's a shoot. Don't remind me.
I love that it's not an exaggeration.
No, it's not. It's literally, it's like, I can't do this. Let's do this tomorrow. And I'm like, all right.
Cool guy, you needed to be reminded because I never knew. Only when I looked at Steve Carell's bloody... It's not on his Wikipedia, and I went to IMDb and it said, you know, filming in production for Minions 2, and I'm like, why are they doing another one?
I mean, I kind of work for the right company for that not to be up in my face. I'll understand. Shark Tale inclusion was lovely, though. Interesting. Cool guys says Sterling K. Brown has 4 SAG Awards, 1 individual. This is Us season 2. So.
Oh, for 2.
That's what it said.
I need a definitive figure on how many SAGs Sterling K. Brown has.
69. 69. 69. That's all that matters. Speaking of long...
It's hard to get in the camera shot. Sorry, guys.
Long overdue
Next.
Awards. Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I
of
shouldn't
course,
want to
getting
get
voted in by the actors because of course they would.
Nice. It's on a side note, Jennifer Aniston has a marriage story problem in this movie, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
On a side note, that is the first thing that Apple won this season. I'm pretty sure. Oh no,
that's true. Yeah, I think it is actually.
Crudup won Critics' Choice as well.
Next.
The whole we gotta say God bless her for that Sandler shout out.
Oh God, yes, absolutely.
Don't remind me that Murder Mystery 2 is happening.
Sandler straight up said because of getting snubbed for the Oscars, he's going to be the worst movie he's ever made in his life now.
Please tell me you've caught up, AJ, on Goldman versus Silverman. The new Safdie Brothers short.
That is the most Safdie 7 minutes of my entire life.
A year-long, free year-long subscription to Apple TV, and I still haven't used it. Well, you have a year. You're good.
Cast ensemble went to The Crown.
Yeah.
That was a complete fucking guess.
I do like
AJ
the fact,
has
though.
got me like
Go ahead, Owen.
AJ's put over Big Little Lies so much to me. I guess I just kind of telepathically thought it might happen, but I shouldn't have gone against the period drama ever.
I mean, this season of Big Little Lies was kind of like a bit of a downgrade. And I still say it has to have a lot to do with what Dern is doing right now, awards-wise.
Makes sense. All right, more TV. Let's get this out of the way, Ashley.
Well, the big thing with The Crown, of course, was Helena Bonham Carter saying, "Sorry, there's only the three of us, but we're literally filming and getting tomorrow, so we need to get on a plane in about 5 minutes." So, well, season 4's getting ready already.
Confirmation. Sterling K. Brown. God bless it. Really. Sterling K. Brown is 2 ensembles for This Is Us. Black Panther.
So it is,
Cool Guy says.
4.
Cool Guy says blended grown-ups Jack and Jill meet Little Nicky featuring Ridiculous Six.
You didn't reference Punch Drunk Love, so you lose.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Funny People.
The new Spike Jonze films drops to Apple TV in April, right? Time to go on the high seas to find that in April then. Because I don't have an Apple device. So screw you, Apple.
I have plenty of them. That's not a problem. I'll try to find it. Apparently, I realized via looking at the prediction, I think Spike Jonze is actually behind the Nz's Ansari latest special on Netflix.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that explains all the weird angles.
Duh, Jangle.
I voted for it in the awards that we'll never talk about.
So, and then the miniseries and TV was a clean sweep for Fosse Verdon. Rockwell actually winning one for a change.
And I got that point.
Dude, he was genuinely shocked that he won.
I think all of us were.
I was pleasantly surprised.
He looked like he got out of bed a half an hour before that.
Although, what was up with Jared Harris doing the fucking... What was that about?
Cool Guy, Punch Drunk Love is easily Sandler's best performance ever. And that's what we were referring to. And that's the reason I brought up Funny People. And that's also one of his best performances.
Yeah, I think Uncut Gems may have changed that.
Yeah, Uncut Gems has to be considered as well.
It's up there. Those 3 are definitely battling that award at this point.
I'm a massive Punch Drunk Love fan, but I'm pretty sure he surpassed himself this year.
I'm very happy that I went with Rockwell.
Or is his actual best performance Goldman versus Silverman?
Next.
Yeah, Michelle sweeping everything.
Yes.
So then the rest of the acting. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker.
Yes. The sweep continues. If Adam Driver was going to win, he had to win this.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's done.
I could see it was interesting to see like a full arc in his acceptance speech. Because number one, he's getting more relaxed, and number two, he started the Globes by saying, "I'm too intimidated to talk to Bale," and now he got to talk to Bale.
It's great. And I love the fact that he put over Heath Ledger at the end, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. And I'm sure that's going to be front page news tomorrow.
And Jared Leto's going, "Why didn't he put me over?"
Leto's Joker is not as terrible as people think it is.
If Margot Robbie's killing him off in Birds of Prey, clearly it is.
It's okay for what it is, but a different take on the character. It's like I'm probably one of the only people.
Then again, is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker the Joker? Or is he a Joker?
Well, it's funny because the only person you can't really say anything about Leto running. I mean, the person that is the definitive Joker on screen is Nicholson, and he's the only one that didn't get an Oscar for it. So that says something right there.
I don't know. I'd say partly the definitive on-screen Joker is Mark Hamill. Wrong size screen, but then again, Mask of the Phantasm was cinema release, wasn't it? Maybe.
It totally was.
And Killing Joke was.
I saw it in the theater. I
Although
remember
Killing
that.
Joke was a bad film, Hamill's performance in Killing Joke is exceptional. So.
Cool Guy says that I forget to mention Pixel. Top Hat says shocking no one. Cool Guy says Leto winning film Suicide Squad. Yes, exactly. Suicide Squad is an Oscar winner.
Speaking of another film that's an Oscar winner that doesn't deserve it, Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, God, that's the first clip I've seen for it. Just reaching so bad. Can somebody please beat Zellweger at this point? It's not going to happen, but can someone please challenge her at BAFTA and take her down a peg?
Once again,
a 16-hour acceptance speech like she had tonight.
Once again, I love the random shout-outs we've been getting. Tom Cruise and D'Onofrio in the same speech.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's just, God, the speech is the reason why we went over 15 minutes tonight.
It was actually the time said that it was like from 8 to 10:15, so that was actually like planned.
She went as long as Eugene Levy, and he went purposefully long because that was the joke.
She went as long as I tolerated 1970. There you go. And we've come full circle from the beginning of the show. Judy is just as bad or worse than Bohemian Rhapsody. First off, Bohemian Rhapsody is awesome. And AJ and I will both defend that. Ashley, I don't remember your opinion on Bohemian Rhapsody. I think you're in that group with us as well, right? We all like the movie.
I don't think it's an exceptional film, but it's certainly enjoyable and entertaining. If solely just for the Live Aid scene at the end.
That scene's amazing, especially in the theater.
For the first week, what I was telling you the other day was, for the first week it came out, it was cool to think it was the greatest thing ever. But now if you say Bohemian Rhapsody is great, to quote Diedrich Bader in Office Space, you get your ass kicked for saying something like that.
Yes! Hey, that chick look like Anne?
You see what you did, Brian? You see what you did, Brian Singer? It's your fault.
It is just really, I mean, yeah, I still really like Bohemian Rhapsody, but it is just so uncool to say that now.
Yeah, and again, I will defend this, and I get a lot of flack for it, and I don't care because I'm never going to live this down. I called this, and I'm going to stick with it forever. I love Crash, and a lot of people think it's one of the worst Best Picture winners of all time. So there.
Well, at least Green Book took the heat off of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say, Crash is better than Green Book.
Crash is better than a lot of Best Picture, honestly.
Like I said,
Thank you, beautiful mind. Thank you for screwing Moulin Rouge out of picture.
I have nothing against Green Book. It's just as a picture winner, it's so underwhelming. That's my beef with it. But
I can understand that. Let's see. Cool Guy says the definitive on-screen Joker was that guy. I hate him as an actor. I really do. But his Joker performance was actually not bad. I like Lego Batman, though. I don't have an issue with that. I really don't. I'm a Cesar Romero guy, so there you go. But everybody knows that. I don't like Leto's Joker because it's different than what we know of the. Yeah, I think that was the point, Smurfy Boy. I wanted to be original. It was an original take, is why most people didn't take to it. Judy is just as the Bohemian mentioned already. Go. Cool Guy says, I don't legit get why Zellweger is sweeping. Most people don't think she deserves it, and she doesn't have that strong of a narrative. I can't tell you why she's sweeping. Probably because she's playing Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, I remember when we were starting predictions, it was like, well, she might be on the cusp, but then like a week or so after the movie got a wider release, suddenly her buzz was like enormous, and that never went away somehow.
I love Bohemian Rhapsody. I saw Rocket Man is the greatest, even though I do like Elton Singer, says Cassie. She says, I'm sorry, Crash is a really bad movie. I had to watch it for school in time, and I didn't love it. I'm not one of the. I'm a very small group of people that like the movie, but a lot of people disliked it because it won picture, which I'll say about 1917 if it happens. The thing is, we'll get to that later. The thing is, Cool Guy says Crash is better than Geely. Yes, very true. The minute Green Book won picture, it immediately went on everyone's Best Picture winner list.
No, I didn't. We know what Owens is. It's Moonlight.
Oh, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I meant. It's the worst Best Picture. Because
It never happened. It was all in the news.
I mean, I just don't. I cannot fathom people that think somehow La La Land surpasses Moonlight, just on any scale.
I really like Moonlight a lot, but La La Land still resonates with me, and Moonlight does as well, but in a different way.
Because I probably said this before, but when we did our top video for 2016, I had said that Moonlight was one of those movies where like it was less that I enjoyed watching it so much as I enjoyed thinking about it afterwards because of how well it resonates.
Right.
I rewatched it sometime last year, and it's really fucking good. it is so goddamn good.
It's a solid movie. Don't get me wrong, it is. But
I mean, Ali's win is still kind of a question mark a little bit, but
yeah, Cool Guy. I'm sorry, it's super late, and I had my eyes are getting like tired. So yeah, he was talking about not Geely.
Jiggly.
Gosling gives a better performance in La La Land than he does in Moonlight. Please don't ever compare Green Book to Moonlight. That's not even apples and oranges. That's literally just.
I remember that was the comment I saw a lot after Green Book won picture. It was like, it is so weird that Moonlight only won 2 years ago.
And
Right.
the standing ovation ruined it. Parasite winning best ensemble.
Yeah, it happened.
Although I swear the guy that plays like the father of the house, not like the father of the parasites, the father of the house that they break into, if you will. Sounds like the Japanese actor for Solid Snake. I was getting, whoa, what the shit? Have I suddenly got to press the X button to not get out the torture?
God. Cool Guy says, imagine if Gosling played Ali's character in Moonlight.
He would have had much less dialogue.
Definitely.
So, scores as it stands, with 2 of the guilds still to go.
Yep.
AJ's on 12, I'm on 9, Owen's on 8. For the SAGs, it was 987.
Yep.
So the subtitles as it stands are 45 AJ, Owen 41, Ashley 39. So BAFTAs and Spirits are going to have to save me, because the Oscars won't. They never do.
So if you look at what's coming up with DGA, we all went something different for film. Me and AJ went with the same for first time director. Ashley and myself went with the same for documentary. For WGA, we had for screenplay. We all went adapted the same, and we had different answers in documentary screenplay. So there's not going to be much of a difference.
Yeah.
For the guilds, at least. And then
That's
we move into BAFTA, which...
The big 3.
6 o'clock next Wednesday night. BAFTA.
Wait, next Wednesday, as in the Wednesday before the BAFTAs, or like this coming Wednesday?
Wouldn't it be this Wednesday? Because that is the week before BAFTAs.
No.
Yeah. It would be the following Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Because the Baptist
We have
week
a week off then.
Next week is the week off.
Because I'm totally not going to be here Wednesday night.
Royal Rumble weekend and the Pro Bowl is sacred ground for these awards. They cannot take place. I mean, well, technically there is one taking place because the DGAs are happening, but it's not televised. So we'll just
in that case,
we will wrap that into the BAFTA talk and the WGA talk in one block when we cover the aftermath of the BAFTAs in 2 weeks.
should be January 30th.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting we have an off week.
Well,
So.
January 29th is the Wednesday. January 30th is the Thursday, but that should be okay with me.
Yeah, it'll be the 29th then. Let's see. The Favorite or Roma deserve to win Best Picture ever. I didn't see any of the pictures.
I still do not get. Like, forget Green Book. Forget Green Book winning picture. The thing that I will never understand is Green Book beating The Favorite for screenplay.
Cool.
That is.
I mean, true. Yeah. Cool guy makes a good point though. Next week's also the Grammys as well, so that'll be the television stuff. In terms of the bowl,
so that's the reason why we have a bye week. Okay.
In terms of the bowl of soup, cool guy, I think with the performance the 49ers did against the Saints, which I know I'm biased because I've got a friend who is a diehard Saints fan, but that performance against the Saints in the league stuff probably I would say gives them the edge. I mean, that's all I'll care about. I don't even know who's doing the halftime show. Who cares?
Sports. Anything deserved it over Green Book. Cool guy says this Murphy boy.
I like Green Book more than I like Vice.
Hot damn!
What all was in the running last year? I mean,
Green Book, The Favorite, Roma, Black Klansman, Black Panther, Vice,
and Shallow.
Star is Born. And is there one more I'm forgetting?
Panther, Klansman, Bo-Rap Horseman, Favorite, Green Book, Roma, Star is Born, Vice. That was the.
Bohemian Rhapsody. You didn't say.
That was the 8.
Oh yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody totally should have won that. Anyway, there's no way in hell Green Book had a better screenplay.
You saw 2 of them.
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Let's take this home. Smurfy Boy says, yes, there's no way in hell Green Book had a better screenplay over The Favorite. Thank you, AJ.
Yes.
Cool guy said, hot damn. Shock surprise. As someone's got to say it on these podcasts. Jack Mooney Show says, and Bohemian. Cool guy says, watch Kathy Bates replace J-Lo's spot in the halftime show.
Oh, J-Lo's doing it. That's why that's why everybody rejected her, because everybody's standing in support of Colin Kaepernick and Rihanna about not being involved in the Super Bowl halftime show. That's why J-Lo's ruined her career. There we go.
Beale Street should have been the 9th nominee last year? Question mark? Oh, not question mark. Yeah, that's a statement.
Better film about racial prejudice and all that than bloody Green Book was. Arguably.
Okay. When is the Oscars, by the way, like the actual show? Shakira and J-Lo are doing the halftime show.
Yeah, well, whatever. All I know is we're going to be doing the whole time show in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're going to be watching us live on the Oscar Sunday. It's the only time you're going to get AJ.
Yeah.
The only time every year that happens because of circumstance.
Plus, we'll have the 30 minutes beforehand to go over, I guess, the Razzie reactions as well as. Are we doing it again like last year, AJ? The top 8 in terms of the categories and what we put in for the 5.
Yeah, I got this past week. I actually got most of those figured out.
Dude, I can do that this year.
Oh no.
I can totally do that
More
this
time
year.
to fill.
Yeah, because you only need a top 5 to do it. So
He's seen more than 5 films. Yes.
I've
Great success.
I've seen more. I've seen more than 5 films in this past week. Shoot. Did you see what Kathy Bates tweeted with Adam Sandler the other day?
yeah,
Oh no. I was gonna say I feel sorry for this reporter, but it says when Peter Dinklage won, DB Weiss just made it back from the bathroom in time. I know because I was in the same line at the same time, along with Taika Waititi, Jarrell Jerome, Joaquin Phoenix. That's a line to the men's that you want to be in, I'd say.
what I what I really wish we had audio for was right when the show started, like when they were showing everybody mingling, and Joaquin Phoenix was talking to Henry Winkler. That's a conversation I really want a transcript of.
Sean Levy kissing Taika Waititi. I'm just seeing all these other things that happened.
So, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We had a fun time discussing part of the guilds. We still have 2 to go. That'll be discussed in the near future. 2 weeks from now, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, will be our predictions for the BAFTAs. And then after that, we have a prediction video for the Spirits, and then our final Oscar predictions.
Wow, sorry.
That's the show.
Peter Dinklage got a standing ovation from the Parasite crew.
All right. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, live or in archive. Lively chat. We appreciate all of you guys and girls out there for chatting along with us. Leave your comments in the bottom of the podcast if you'd like to continue this conversation or save them for the next videos. AJ's back with movie reviews this week. What do we got? The Gentleman and
Turning?
Yeah.
The Turning. Yeah. I'm guessing Versus is coming back this week, or is it going to be another week gone?
Until this award stuff is done, I have no idea.
That's fair. So I've got more sipping snacks to come out. I'm sure Ashley does too.
Why do you think this is here?
There we go.
One has
More
already
voices
been
of
filmed.
video.
It's in the can. It's going to be sent over.
I'm not going to be able to join you guys this year. I'm going to have to watch it all kind of thing, as long as it doesn't do its thing of recording in the middle. I can understand that. It's okay. It's what we have archives for, Cassie. Thank you for
you can
for
do
joining us.
basically a watch along on archive. That'd be the best bit.
Yeah, just literally like mute everything and like listen to us like ramble for 3.5 hours. Hey, it's just like old times. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. More content coming on the network, so stay tuned for that. Our Oscar predictions, our final Oscar predictions coming up very soon too, so stay tuned for that too. Ashley and AJ, thank you for joining us tonight as always.
No problem.
And that's going to be your show for this evening and until 2 weeks, boys and girls. That's all we got to say about that.
Could have said something that wasn't said by Buddy De Niro. Look, Tom Hanks is disappointed. Look at him. Disappointed in you, Owen.